One time I went to the eye doctor, which is one of my favorite places to go because I like taking all the little eye tests. For some reason, I really enjoy that. Um, in any case, I did all the eye tests and then they prescribed some new glasses for me. And I waited a day or two and then I went back and got the glasses and they put them on, they fit them. And it was shocking how clear the world was. I I realized that I had gotten acclimated to seeing the world slightly out of focus, and not just out of focus, but one thing I didn't realize is um, my old glasses had accumulated a slight tint to them. So not only was I seeing the world just slightly out of focus, but also slightly yellow. But I wasn't even aware of that until I put on the new glasses. And I took off my old glasses, put on the new glasses, and all of a sudden the world was really clear and bright and quite a different color. Um, and so that was wonderful. It was nice to see the world in a sharp focus again. And and the interesting thing was I wasn't aware of the fact that it had been slightly out of focus because it was something that I'd gotten used to over time. And um, for me, this is a great example of what beliefs are like, actually. Sometimes we're holding beliefs and I'm saying belief, but it's more like a frame. Because a belief sounds like I believe in I believe in the Easter Bunny, or I believe in Santa Claus. That's what most people think about with a belief. But what I'm talking about is more of a frame, like math is difficult, and the tricky thing with a belief like that is sometimes they're formed quickly and sometimes they're formed gradually without us really noticing them. And before we know it, we're living in this slightly blurry, slightly yellow world without realizing it. And we don't notice it very often until there might be a moment where we catch a glimpse of something else. And then we go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that I had a frame there. And I love this idea of, putting on different glasses. They have that expression, rose-colored glasses, because beliefs really do act like filters. It's literally like putting different filters on a camera, and then there's certain things you can see and certain things you can't see, and certain things are close and in focus, and other things are blurry. And I remember, this experience that I'm talking about, where I caught a glimpse of something else, and it was years ago. I was watching a movie, and I'll say, actually, before I talk about the movie, one thing I'll say is, at that point in my life, my experience of writing was that it was this arduous, horrible process. It's nothing that I would rather not do than write. And I was watching this movie, and um, the, the title of the movie doesn't matter. It happened to be this movie called Scandal. It's an old movie. But the thing that caught my attention in the movie really didn't have anything to do with the movie, but basically one of the main characters was a writer. And there were a couple scenes of him sitting at his desk writing. And he, granted, he was an actor, but he was relaxed and he was engaged, and he seemed to really be enjoying, not just enjoying, but really consuming this activity of writing. And it was this beautiful scene, and I recognized, oh, that's what somebody looks like when they're enjoying their work. Now, I had other examples in other domains of my life doing things that I enjoyed, work that I enjoyed. But that was one of the first moments where I saw somebody and I was like, oh, somebody can enjoy writing. And in that moment, I realized that I had this filter that I was looking through whenever I looked at writing that said, this is painful, difficult, you know, it will never be easy, etc. And in that moment, that filter cracked open for me a little bit. It didn't eliminate, like the next time I sat down to write, it was still difficult, but I had this little memory of this can be a little bit different. And that instead of thinking about my difficulty as something inherent that I had to work through, all of a sudden I saw it as, this is a filter that I've acquired somehow, that I've put on. And I started thinking, okay, how can I remove this filter? What assumptions have I bought into that I can eliminate, that I can melt, that I can basically clean the lens and have a fresh experience of this thing that you know, and it was wonderful, because all of a sudden I could really reinvent or experience my relationship to writing in this case. And this has happened to me numerous times over the years. You know, I think the trick is to notice it when it's happening and really bathe in it, really take in this new experience. Like when you see somebody, and you know, it can happen in many ways, but in this case, when you see somebody enjoying something that you don't enjoy, maybe just getting curious, like what's this person's experience of this, and how different is it from my own? And I love that, because it lets me take in the world in a new way. It's for me, it's like opening up a new part of the city, and all of a sudden there's, you know, so much to explore, and something that was difficult might now be something that I really enjoy and cherish. So I happen to talk about a belief about writing and about my ability to write, but this really can apply to any belief. It certainly applies to people's beliefs about other people. You know, this type of person is difficult, or these people are nice or not nice. These are all just filters that we've accumulated. And in that moment, when you take on this this filter, you're no longer seeing things for what they are. You're seeing them through a filter. So in that moment of noticing a filter, there's this tremendous opportunity of letting it just go up and smoke and see something clearly.